What's up, everybody? It's the homie Truth Teller, the Street Reporter, and today we're going to touch on a topic that's kind of extended because there's several things happen with this topic. This is like a crowd pleaser because a lot of people have been asking me for this one. I had to do my homework before I came and brought this to the board. I wanted to make sure I had everything structured because it's a lot of rumors floating around the internet about this whole situation. I won't bring any of that to the board, but we're going to speak on, shit that I done heard, shit that I done seen from the police reports, police scanners, talking to my close sources, reading newspaper articles and everything. So I done had a lot of shit and a lot of material to gather information. Today we're going to speak on DooskiThaMan and take him to the board and kind of give you my explanation of what I think about this case here. People know that I'm like a drill historian. I've been documenting the culture for a while, so they really take to my opinions. Today we're going to talk about DooskiThaMan, okay? One of the first things I noticed about him is he was GD crazy. He repped that real hard. He was from an area known as MOB, okay? MOB had real members in a group that was known in the drill culture, especially a guy by the name of Scrap. Then we all know like Ruger. And then we starting to hear more like Mo. So we do hear their members in this clique and shit like that. He was affiliated with a lot of other GD sets and shit. Especially like people from St. Lawrence and etc. and shit like that. I noticed that a lot of people didn't like this guy. I noticed this guy was not liked. I noticed people did not like DooskiThaMan at all. I'm not sure was it his reputation, but I'm not gonna lie, I heard this guy was a real enforcer. Okay, I heard this was a guy you didn't want to fuck around with, and I noticed he was a rapper, and I noticed he did diss songs. So you see what I'm getting to. It kind of reminded me of the same board, but one thing that I noticed was a lot of his diss songs were aimed towards the BDs. He was BDK crazy, I noticed in his raps. I didn't have that much information. I noticed a lot of people name dropped him and dissed him after he died. So he's been name dropped, a lot since he died and shit like that. A lot of people don't like DooskiThaMan. I was told this guy's one of those real street niggas, and he was affiliated with people who was charged with murders for killing the ops. So he was close friends with people who was charged with killing, okay? CWK charged with killings and shit like that. The police claimed that, okay, this is what the police claiming. I looked at the paperwork. I looked at a lot of shit because I wanted to make sure this was right. The police is claiming that DooskiThaMan, okay, that Dooski and a woman was walking down the street when a car slid up on them. Next thing you know, they blicked DooskiThaMan down with a woman. These niggas ain't give a fuck if it was a girl there. Man, they would have blicked if it was a baby there. That's how I knew that this shit is getting crazy. They blicked him while he was walking with a girl. Okay? DooskiThaMan was killed. Okay? That girl was wounded. Alright? I noticed that. When he died, you go to the internet, a lot of the ops were cracking jokes, while his friends were mourning and claiming to get back. Now, one thing threw me off was they were claiming to get back, which led me to believe that the ops had something to do with this, okay? So that almost spoke for itself, knowing his reputation and everything like that. Being close to Scrap, he was accused of killing some 600 member or some shit like that, And he ended up beating the case, and Ruger had made exposing me, dissing the BDs, and we know what Mo does, so they were targeted, in that war. This here made me feel like, I see his friends claiming to get back, and the ops were cracking jokes. So I said, damn, these motherfuckers self-telling on each other on the internet or some shit like that. That's what I was believed. What kind of threw me off, though, that concerned me very, very much, that I couldn't fucking believe is at DooskiThaMan funeral, okay? DooskiThaMan at his funeral, okay? They chilling, you know, they commemorating his life, you know, people paying their respect, his grandmas, his family members, his mothers, just people who knew him is at that funeral gathering. I believe that gathering, if I'm not mistaken, was at Bethlehem. I believe it was at a place called Bethlehem Star Missionary Church. And I believe it was on like the 90th, it was in like the 90s. I believe, to be exact, I want to give you the right, I believe it was 9231 South, 9231 South, I believe Cottage Grove is exactly where the funeral was at, okay? While these people having a fucking funeral when the funeral service is almost done, shit is over with, these people is walking out the fucking funeral. Can you believe 2 gunmen drive up to the funeral? They blicked the funeral home up. They shooting at all kind of people. It's not just gang members there. This man, family, mother, cousin, preachers, pastors. It's all kind of shit there. Next thing you know, it's people who in the funeral return fire. Man, it's a fucking shootout at this fucking funeral home. I mean, at this church that's having a fucking funeral. This shit is fucking going down, dude, in the fucking daytime. All kind of shit like that is going on. I believe 6 people got hit. Okay? Nobody died, but 6 people end up getting hit. FBG rapper Wooski was one of the people who got hit. Okay? He got hit in the head. He actually survived that. You see him on the internet now. He survived that. When I looked at this, I said, damn, this shit is crazy. What the fuck? I said, before I can give you my conclusion after looking at all this, I said, I want to check out, I need the paperwork. I need to check out the newspapers, get some paperwork, find out if it was any shootings a couple days after this funeral. Because I felt like for somebody to do some shit like this, it was going to be some get back. So when I looked and I did my homework, I realized about 6 days later, it was a shooting on 62nd and King Drive. Okay? Somebody rolled up and sprayed. Spray. It's a whole bunch of young people on the porch, whole bunch of people on the porch and shit like that, right? Kicking it and shit like that, you feel me? A shooting happened on 62nd and King Drive, which is known as 600, okay? I noticed that this happened some days later after the funeral. It was a shooting. A lot of people got hit. I believe about 5 people got hit in this shooting. I'm not sure how many people, but a lot of people got shot in this shooting. I realized that this shooting happened days after this funeral, and plus it happened in an area that's enemies to the guy who got killed. I noticed that. So in my opinion, when I put all my homework and research together and I looked at this, I think DooskiThaMan was killed because of the... I believe he was killed over the BDK-GDK war. You know, that really was going on out here. We all seen it when JoJo lost his life. It wasn't just JoJo. It was already a BDK-GDK shit going on, but that JoJo shit kind of drove it to an extra level. And then the war's been going on. These crews been killing each other. These crews been killing each other. I can't tell you the exact gunman, the exact target. I won't even tell you the exact set, even though, you know, the board might point to a certain set. Don't be confused, because these guys have enemies everywhere. Sometimes you might die and it might look like one person did it, but really they didn't do it because you got ops everywhere. But in my opinion, DooskiThaMan died over the BDK-GDK war that went on in Chicago, that is still going on right now. And in my opinion, this war has took a lot of lives. A lot of people has ended up losing their lives due to this war. And it's a sad situation, because a lot of people who got killed end up getting killed by the hands of people they never met or never did anything to. It's just that their neighborhoods were in war. They inherited those beefs. You know how sad that shit is? Very crazy. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Leave a comment. Let me know who we should talk about next. I want to do some topics too of people who's no longer. I mean, they don't have to be dead. You can be here. It can be a certain situation that happened. Because a lot of people been asking me about the Young Chop shit. They see he went crazy all on the internet. Nobody sees him anymore. And I got a good explanation of what happened to Young Chop. If you want me to speak on that, leave that in the comment. Let me know what you want me to talk about next. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and make sure you hit the like button. It's the homie truth. Bleh, 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 bleh.